quite a lot of things to unpack with a clean pull. And so we're going to start from the top and work backwards. So this is the first position we're going to talk about. My torso is upright, my feet are flat, and my knees are just in front of where the bar is. The bar is in contact with my upper thigh. And this initiates the final part of the movement. So we're going to work in reverse. So we're going to work on this bit first. So I suggest you try each of these movements individually, get comfortable with them, and then try and stitch them together. So from this position, all you're going to try and do is just explode upwards. And that comes from the hips, the knees, and the ankles simultaneously pushing the floor away. When we get later on into the movements, you'll see what the elbows and the shoulders do. But for now, don't worry about that. That's all you're going to try and do. You're just going to go from there and explode vertically upwards. When you're happy with that and you can stay balanced and you don't fall over when you're doing that, you then want to stitch the previous part in. So this part here, I've hinged my torso over. My shoulders are in front of the bar. If I was to look at myself from the side on, entirely from the side, the shoulders would be further forward than where the bar is, and my shoulders would basically be above my feet. And this ties into the previous movement. So you have to figure out how you get from here to that bit. And that happens by scooping the bar up the thighs, so pushing your knees under where the bar is and getting the shoulders directly above your heels. So your shoulders have to go from in front of the toes to above the heels. And the whole time you have to try and keep your center of balance quite even on your feet. That's the only reason that you don't fall over when you do this. You go from there, center of balance is even across the feet. Center of balance is still even across the feet, because as the shoulders are going back, the knees are coming forwards. But if you look at the bar in space, all that's happening is it's going upwards. It's not moving forwards and it's not moving backwards. Realistically, at any point, if the bar is moving significantly forwards or significantly backwards, it's wasted energy in weightlifting. There are some variations in that and it will fluctuate slightly, but it's beyond the scope of this video. It basically wants to go up and down. Once you've mastered being able to go from there to here and then to there, to that upright position, you then want to be thinking about getting it off of the floor. This bit's technically quite easy. It's just a bit of a weird deadlift. You keep the torso angle the same and you push your knees back until the bar is above the kneecaps here. So the knees go back, torso angle stays the same until the bar is there, above the kneecaps. That then ties into the scoop that we did before, and then that ties into the extension. Keep the video slow, but at speed, torso angle stays somewhat the same till the bar gets to around the knees. Then the knees scoop under where the bar is, and then that ties into extension of hips, knees, and ankles. And then there's just this really subtle encouragement of the upwards movement of the bar with the shoulders and the elbows. So I'm just shrugging upwards, which kind of just happens naturally. Don't really think about it, it just happens. And the elbows kind of come outwards, because if they didn't go outwards and they stayed straight, it would put excess pressure into my shoulders. So these sorts of things just kind of happen naturally. So I wouldn't overthink them too much. Just let the bar naturally come up and keep it close to you. Torso angle stays the same, knees scoop under, extension of hip, knees, and ankles, shrug, and elbows up and out. Hopefully that helped. If at any point you get stuck with any of those movements, just break it down to the 3 points. Which bit of the movement are you struggling with? Is it the bit from the floor, also known as your first pull? Is it the bit from here to there, sometimes referred to as a transition period, or sometimes referred to as the second pull? And then this extension point, basically referred to as the end of the second pull or triple extension. Which of those 3 points is it that is confusing you, or which of those 3 points are you not comfortable with? Practice that bit until it is comfortable and then try and integrate it into the whole movement.